Hey, how's it going? So, I'm just going to be talking about love. So, love is the most important thing in the world for us to understand because our nature as people is that we are actually love. What happens is that when two people are in love, they say, let's make love, and then they make us, they make people. So, people are the actual love that they just made. I am love that was made. You are love that was made. So when we're understanding love, we're actually understanding the nature of ourselves, which makes it hard for us to sometimes grasp like what exactly are we and how does it actually work and how does it apply to everyone and to everything. So we are actually this type of love, and we are formed through this union and this bond, and we are created in such a way. So if you look in different texts, you see the different stages of love, or the importance of love, and how it applies to different things. But love is the most important aspect because it has the power to transform a person or to transform you. If you are loving someone, that's going to change your life, or if someone loves you, that's going to change your life as well. So understanding the nature of love is very important, and how it actually applies to your life and how it makes your life way better. So so the Greeks used to have different groups for love. So they used to categorize love in terms of certain degrees and how it affects people on different levels or in different stages. So they have the love of friends, right? You have the way that you love your friends is different. The love of family, the way that you love your family is different from the way that you love your friends. Then you have the romantic love. So the way that you love your partner is different from the way you love your family and your friends. And then fourthly, you have the love of God, which is the divine love. And then they also have the fifth type of love, which is how you love a guest, which is when someone comes to you. Like, all right, that one is akin to the love for friendship. But then all of these are different groups of love, and all of these show you how you're supposed to categorize love. And this is something that's natural, because the way that you feel romantically for someone is different from the way that you feel for a friend. Like, unless if you're a person who's like trying to escape the friend zone or something. But then the way that you love a friend is different from the way that you love a spouse. And that's how it is, that it has these different groups, and it has such a dynamic nature that it's not static, but it's so dynamic because love influences all of the aspects of our lives as human beings. Because you have love in everything you do, from cooking to eating to tasting to washing dishes. Like, all of these are formed through this love that we have. So when you actually read scripture, when a lawyer asked Jesus, "Hey, Jesus, what do you think is the greatest commandment?" He just told him two commandments, and this encompasses everything that in every religion would be considered as the most spiritual aspect of that religion, which is love God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So, love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Love God, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So all of this is love, the trifecta of love. So it's very difficult for a person to fall in love when they don't love themselves, because this is where it actually starts. That, okay, fine, I actually appreciate myself as a human being. Maybe it's time that I appreciate other human beings, because they're also human beings. And then ultimately you have to or primarily you have to actually appreciate the fact that you actually have this life. So you have to appreciate the creator of that life. So this is love. So when you have love, you're actually talking about yourself. You're created in the image and likeness of God, which is love, because God is love, and you in turn are love. When people make love, they make you. So this is interesting, because sex is everything, which is something else that I know for a fact is very like entwined with this whole aspect of love. So love is also regarded to be charity. So when you read 1 Corinthians 13 in the Bible, it says that love is charity, and love is patient, love is kind, and all of those things. So let's just go to the etymology of love real quick, and what you see is that the French word for an egg is loaf, and I hope that's the right pronunciation, but don't crucify me if it's not. But it's loaf, which sounds like love. So this egg actually looks like a circle, which is whole, which is hollow. A circle, like a zero, is like hollow. It's not. It's not. It's like it's actually not, which is the actual word for zero, which is not. Like so, love is etymology. It is from a root like that. So when people are falling in love, they do something that they call courtship, which is when someone is persuading a lady to fall in love with them or something like that. And what happens on a court is that we play tennis on courts, and this courtship happened like, all right, it's like a king's court, and tennis used to be like a king's sport. So this is how it actually ties in. So when you have courtship, you have tennis, and when you have tennis, you have a score. When you have zero, and zero is love. So when your score is zero, it means that it's zero. It means that it's love, which is the zero, or the egg, the whole, or hollow. So love is very hollow in that way, that when you have no score, it means that you have love. So when you have no score, it means that you're just playing for no stakes. So love is doing something without expecting anything. So love is doing something for no stakes, not expecting a result. This is why love is charity. Love is nothing. So when you have zero, it means that you have nothing. When you have love, it means that you have nothing. So it actually means that you're doing it for nothing. It is for a hallowed reason that you're doing something. It's not shallow, it's hallow. It means that there is so much space for everything. This is what love is. So it's like a circle, big and round. So this is what love is. It's actually nothing. So when you do something, you can do it for money, you can do it for respect, you can do it for connections, you can do it for this and that. But when you do something for nothing, it's like you're doing it for love. So when you do something for love, you don't have anything that you have in mind as an expectation. So when you do something for money, you're like a professional, a professional. And we know that there are also professional lovers. So when you do something for nothing, then you're an amateur. So the word for love in Latin is amor, which is where we get amor, which is love, or amorous, which is love, right? So when you're an amateur, it means that you are doing something for the love of it. When you're a professional, it means that you're doing something for the result of it. So love is amateurish. Everyone in love is being an amateur at it, because you never know what's there, because it's so hollow, it's so whole, it's so holy, it's complete. And this is what completes you. Holy, whole. So this is why love is so holy. This is why you have to love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. And this is why when you love someone, it completely alters that person. It completely alters you, because there are no stakes. There is no transaction, but it's something that completes everything, like a circle, big and round. So this is the cycle of what love is and what it actually results in, because through love you have all of the power in the universe, because through this you have an understanding that surpasses anything that you can do with your knowledge, because now you're using your imagination. This is where romance comes in, and with this imagination, then you have a greater understanding or a greater grasp of the certain things that you can accomplish through your love and your understanding. And this is something that is actually a beautiful thing. So love is something that is beautiful, but love is nothing. And When you know that it's nothing, it means that you're doing it for the reason that you actually just feel the love. So when you do something for love, you're doing it for nothing, and you're an amateur, and you cherish it. It's like your charity, and charity is not, in this sense, is not something that's sad, like, oh, I want to help these people and let me give them some soup and stuff. Hey, more soup, please. No, charity in the sense is that you just cherish the actual act of doing what you're doing, and you're not doing it so that you can get a certain result. You just do it so that you can give it away. So love is something that you just want to give without having something returned to you. It's not a transaction. It's your understanding of yourself and how you want to express yourself to another person. So it's so difficult for a person to be in love if they don't have love in the first place, because they won't be able to give the nothingness. So if you're giving them nothing, then you're just giving them who you are, which is love, which is nothing. Okay, so it's very interesting when you actually like get really deep into the understanding that love is nothing, yet it's everything, because we are made of love. But understanding love is like striving after the wind, because of the way that everything is just set up. So doing it for love is being an amateur and loving what you're doing, learning every day, and processing the information in a different way each and every day, because every day is going to be new and exciting and awesome, because you don't have any expectations. Everything is a surprise, everything is a delight, everything is diligent. So yeah, so I hope that you can find love through anything or everything or nothing, and do what you love and love what you do.